What up, gang? Welcome to episode 5 of the Party Chat podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Navia, here with my
Salmon.
co-host.
Doc.
And today's episode is going to be talking about the NBA draft and then all the free agency moves that have happened so far and what are our thoughts on them. So first we're going to speak on the draft, and Sam, take it away.
Yeah, so honestly, at the beginning of the draft, there wasn't I was kind of expecting some trades to happen up top, but there's obviously no surprises in who went top three. Like we always knew it was gonna be Anthony Edwards, Melo, and James Wiseman. I was just looking to maybe see some teams kind of trade up to one or two, like the Knicks, maybe the Pistons. But getting into it, what are some of y'all's steals that y'all feel that teams got?
My steal was Tyrese Halliburton for the Kings at 12 because they said he was a top 3 point guard, maybe even better than Melo. So I feel like that's a great pick. That's a great pick for having a top 3 point guard talent, and then that could replace Buddy Hield too, because Buddy doesn't want to be there anymore. So they can use a nice young asset for Buddy, or maybe some draft picks, and then they can start rebuilding it and build around De'Aaron Fox, who's got that super max.
Yeah, I like that. You think him and De'Aaron Fox could play together? I feel like they could work good together.
Yeah, I feel like because Tyree doesn't really need the ball in his hands too much to do it, and then with De'Aaron Fox is pushing the pace, he can just sit on the wing, catch the ball and shoot, and then if De'Aaron needs to get off the floor, he can still handle the ball as well.
I was thinking the same thing. I thought they could be complementing each other's games pretty well. Like you said, with the departure of Buddy, he's going to really step up and run the two. So I think that's a good pickup, especially he was supposed to be selected. He's projected in the top 8. So him falling in their lap at 12 was really I think it was a successful draft for them.
Yeah, I like that too. How about you, Brandon?
My steal was Tyrese Maxey from Kentucky to the 76ers because I think he fell really late in the draft. I didn't think he was going to fall that late. I was hearing buzz around 15, you know what I'm saying, 15 range, even higher than that. So his 3-point shot is a little questionable. He might not be knocking him down, but if he can fix his jumper, he can create a lot of needed offense off the dribble for that team. Because that's, you know what I'm saying, that's what they need. They need that
Yeah,
off the dribble, especially with Ben and everything. So they need that type of playmaker on them. He's a pretty good on-ball defender as well. So replacing Josh Richardson's defense in a way. So I think it was a pretty good pickup, especially at that spot.
yeah. I also have him. I think with all the moves that they made, him kind of going 21 is a pretty good steal for them. I think he's a real not really streaky, but he's just a hot scorer. He's like a 3-level scorer. He could catch fire real quick like he did in college. He's a 3-level scorer. He could really get buckets, and I think he could play really good alongside Ben Simmons. Just someone that kind of take the ball out of his hands and just help him out whenever they need a bucket. But another one for me, I have Nico Mannion going 48 to the Warriors. I feel like if he would have gone anywhere else, it wouldn't have been a steal. But I feel like him, his play style, and just learning from Steph, and Steph and Clay, I feel like that's really gonna do good for him in his development. Like I said, I feel like if he would have gone anywhere else, I probably wouldn't have him on this list. I think just him going to the Warriors is really good for him.
Yeah, learn from the best point guard in the world and just take stuff from his game. I think, yeah, that's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, I like that. And how about some of y'all's winners of the draft? Who do y'all think performed best draft day, team wise?
Team-wise for me, I said Detroit because they got replacements for Christian Wood, which they lost in the offseason to the Rockets. And then they also got a point guard to replace Derrick Rose. So if they do end up trading him for a late first-round pick in the coming up future to a contender, that's going to be good because they picked up Kellen Hayes. It kind of sucks. He's not the greatest shooter. So it's kind of
I thought it was a pretty good pickup, the second coming to Derrick Rose.
he's not the greatest shooter, but he's a great leader. So that's something they need with the young nucleus that they're forming. And then with the center, Isaiah Stewart with the 16th pick, he's a good big man too because he just a run, get rebounds, protect the paint. He's just basically another version of Andre Drummond, but a little bit smaller.
More athletic.
Yeah, and then they got the wing guy Bay from Villanueva with the 19th pick to face Luke Kennard. That's gonna be another good. So
Yeah,
they have 3 young pieces at the wing, the guard, and then down low in the paint. So that's gonna be a good starting nucleus for them.
yeah. I really think they did good this draft. You know, getting those three guys and being able to pair them with Sekou, I feel like in a position where they're kind of like they look like they were going downhill. I feel like they really made a good push to kind of just like get fans kind of excited for their future. You know, like they're obviously not gonna win a lot of games this season, but getting those three guys and just adding them to Sekou, I think they did really good. One for me though, I had the Mavs. I think they made some good picks with Josh Green and Tyrell Terry from Stanford. He's a very underrated point guard. I'm surprised he went in the second round. He just has a very good IQ. He's a smart player. You know, just putting that alongside Luka to kind of take like the ball handling pressure away from him a little bit. He could play off ball. I think that's really good for them. And just Josh Green. I mean, he's like a good elite 3-and-D player. I think he'll be really good fitting alongside Luka.
Yeah, I think they had a pretty good draft as well. I had 2 picks. The first was Philly, but that was mostly predicated on the Tyrese Maxey pickup. I thought that was, like I said, my steal of the draft. And then they had a later pick, which the, they had 2 later picks in the first round, I believe. And they weren't really nothing crazy, but you know what I'm saying, just something to pick up and see if they can build around. They're probably not going to play too much this year, but my my other pick, which is the one that I'm actually going to go with, I thought the Spurs had a pretty good draft.
Yeah.
Evan Vassell, he has huge 3-and-D potential. Like he can do what they need to do, but it's like mostly what the Spurs can do for young rookies. That's what I think mostly, or it's also pushing me to believe that like they had a pretty good draft because I know how they can develop their young players. So I feel like with him going there, he can be
Yeah.
that player that they need. And I know he's a 6'7". I think he's gonna run the 3 over there, or maybe the 2. But because you know what I'm saying, they got
Yeah, they do have a lot of
Dante
young
Murray.
guards.
You know what I'm saying, so I think he would run the 3 over there, but I'm not too sure. Or he might just go on the second unit. But I thought he was a good pickup. And then Trey Jones in the second round with his defense. You know how he is. So, like I said, I think the Spurs can do a pretty good job of developing those 2 guys. And I thought they had a pretty good draft as well.
Yeah, I like what they did. The thing is for them is like I said, they just have like a lot of guards, which I think they're gonna have to like make a choice on like who they're gonna want to keep, who they're gonna want to trade. So they do have a lot of guards and DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Lonnie Walker, and then picking up Devin Vassell and Trey Jones. Just gonna have a lot. Like the ball can't touch everyone, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I feel it.
I think they did good.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that though, was there any other takeaways y'all have from the draft?
I had some certain picks that I did like and some that I didn't like. So I guess I can start with some that I did like. Starting off with the 6th pick, Onyeka Okongwu to Atlanta. I really like that pick. Like, I do believe, because they do have Clint, they do have JC, like, you didn't need to draft a center, but it's like it makes Clint expendable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So if
for
they
sure.
need to move on from him to pick up that vet wing that they've been needing, they just need bench depth and veteran leadership to me now with all the pieces that they've got. So I think that was a good pickup for them, and then also Aaron Naismith to the Celtics because he's the best shooter in the draft. Like there's no question. Like his catch and shoot 3 is ridiculous. So I
Yeah.
feel like if, he has a little bit of injury history. He had like a broken foot at Vanderbilt, but other than that, I think if he can stay healthy, he can be in the league for a really long time. Cause
Was he a one and done? Do you know? Or
I'm not too sure. I think he might have been 2 years, but I'm not too sure.
2 years? Yeah,
But
I like what they picked up.
mhm. And then some that I didn't like, or not necessarily that I didn't like, but I thought were kind of a stretch, or it shouldn't have like gone where they did. Was OKC's pick at 17 was excuse my pronunciation, Alexej Pokusevsky. He's a
Oh
7-footer from
yeah,
Greece, which he has the build. You know what I'm saying? He has like the raw build, but like I thought he was a pretty risky pick. Like
yeah,
to me, he's kind of like either gonna be one of the best players in the draft or like a bust, like going
yeah. I feel
between.
that.
The thing I did like about it was in OKC he's gonna have time to develop. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not trying to win now, so
Yeah,
he's
for
gonna have
sure.
time to get there. A couple that I did not like, or more that I didn't like, was also Patrick Williams to the Bulls. But it's not because he isn't good, but it's for a bench player at Florida State to be picked up in the top 5 going to number 4. I thought it was a little early. And
Yeah,
then, but I see why they could. He has like a lot of upside. You know what I'm saying? Um, like he has a very like a raw offensive game, and like I know his defense is there. He's like a strong. You know what I'm saying? He's a strong physical build. So if he can get that jumper there, I feel like he can be a pretty good pickup. But just where he was selected,
yeah.
pretty
So,
early, especially.
so I'll go ahead and speak on that a little bit since I'm the Bulls fan here. I was very surprised and disappointed, but only because I feel like we could have got him later. Like I'm not mad that we picked him. I feel like we could have like traded down, got some more assets, and took him like at 7 or 8. Um, I am disappointed though, just because I feel like I really wanted Denny. I feel like we needed that playmaker. But then honestly, like looking back at it, like after knowing that we picked him, I went back to look at some of his highlights and stuff like that, and just more videos on him. And I'm starting like to like him more and more each day. I think it's a good pick. Um, like you say, he has a really good his body's already ready for the NBA, and I think that's gonna translate very well. He's very athletic, big, and he could play the 2-3 or the 4 is what they've been saying. And I think
Yeah.
that it really good. It fits us because we really do need defense on our team. So right now he's probably our best defender like off the rip, like starting day. Like we like that the Bulls have no defenders. So like I said, I was kind of disappointed just because I wanted Denny, but I think I'm liking the pick though more and more.
And then the last one would have to be the Suns pick with Jalen Smith out of Maryland. It's more just so like a shocking pick. Like they picked up a stretch 4, but he's mostly a stretch 5. So it really kind of
Yeah,
makes no sense. Like you're trying to develop DeAndre Ayton. So it's like, how much minutes is this guy gonna get? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
Ayton's your future. So it really didn't make sense to me why they picked him up. I didn't think. I didn't think he had enough upside, and he's not very mobile. He's not very a great athlete. So I don't know. I didn't think the pickup was that good to me. But
yeah, for sure. How about
I
you,
was
Doc?
this.
You got any takeaways, Doc?
Yeah, the one thing I do like is the Obi Toppin to New York. I feel like they're
I
building a
like
good
that.
front court over there. They have RJ at the 3, Obi at the 4, and then they're gonna have Mitchell Robinson at the 5. I feel like it's gonna be good. So all they gotta do is get one playmaking guard.
I need a point
Like
guard. I need
yeah, that's all
Russ.
I need.
Yeah, I
And
thought
then
they
what?
would have. Yeah, I thought they would have drafted Tyrese Halliburton. I thought, but didn't work
They
out
need
that way.
Russ. They need Westbrook.
Bro.
Yeah, but that Obi Toppin, I like it because what they're looking like, they're kind of making a little bit of a running gun like front court because Mitchell's just a rim running center, and then Obi who just loves dunking the ball. I mean, I feel like that can be a fun offense to watch if we get like the right guard.
Yeah,
They can
for
pick
sure.
someone up and just facilitate. That can
I
be a
saw
good
I
highlight
saw
city.
some people disappointed with the pick though. Like they felt they should have drafted someone else at that selection. Did you think that was a correct pick for them, or would you have liked to see them go another way?
I think
I
so.
feel like I feel like the reason why they got it is just to try to get more people in the seats because I feel like with the way he plays, like all he wants to do is get posters and just dunk on people. So I feel like they're trying to build an atmosphere that's entertaining. And I feel like like the way he's built, I feel like he's already NBA ready with his body. He's a big guy. And the way too, he's been shooting the ball for the 3 ball in college. He shot 39% for his career, which is pretty good. So if he can just keep that steady, he can spread out the floor for Mitchell and RJ, so RJ can work the mid range, and then Mitchell can work the block. So that's a good little stretch forward. And then they probably pick up a guard hopefully this offseason with whoever's remaining.
Yeah, I thought it was a good pick. Just off the fact that they picked 8. I feel like there wasn't really anyone better. I feel like just picking Obi is good for them. Like Doc said, like he's a good he's also a rim runner who could also space the floor. I think, just like I said, just picking him at 8 just makes sense for them, honestly.
You think they could have got Denny if they felt like it? Cause
Yeah, but it's like he's a playmaker. Like, who's gonna make plays for them? Like, he's gonna make the passes, but who's gonna finish them? You know what I mean?
yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Feel too with the Pelican situation, they can maybe steal one of the 3 guards they have there. So maybe if they get Lonzo to run New York, that would be a little good fit.
That's a playoff team.
Yeah,
I'm capping.
no, I don't know. Hot take.
All right. Anyway, so moving on from the draft. Crazily, this season that free agency was like 2 days after, so that was really great for NBA fans. But before we talk about that, something that happened like during the draft was we found out that Klay Thompson tore his Achilles. So I feel like that's some pretty big news. You know, it's pretty disappointing, just because like everyone is ready to see him hoop again, and knowing that he's gonna be out for yet another season just really sucks. So what y'all think about that?
Yeah, I feel that the Warriors, like last year, was supposed to be their gap year, and like their 5-year run was already over. They're gonna let them rest up. Like it seemed like a perfect scenario, and then they got the number 2 pick. They could do whatever they want with it. And I feel like if they would have known like about Klay Thompson's injury sooner, I wonder if they would have picked LaMelo Ball to replace him. Like I'm kind of questioned about that because like that would be a cool duo to see Steph Curry with LaMelo Ball. And then Klay comes back, then you can either move on LaMelo if you don't like him, or you could have kept him and had a great 6-man or how they would like to run that offense. Because I feel like the way he plays, all he wants to do is run and gun. I feel like the Warriors are like one of the best run and gun teams in the league. So
yeah, I think you made a good point. We really don't know like what they could have done. Like if that's what they really wanted to do, it's like maybe Klay getting hurt like kind of made them force him into picking Wiseman. Like maybe if he wasn't hurt, if they would have done something else, they would have traded down, you know, just try to get someone else. So I feel like that's a good open-ended question.
Yeah, but I think they ultimately made the correct pick. I think
Yeah, for sure.
Wiseman to them is kind of more beneficial, and then I'm liking the fit that I'm seeing LaMelo in Charlotte. So
Yeah, for sure.
I'm liking how things are gonna look. But with them, with the Warriors, they did pick up Kelly. So it's gonna change the dynamic of their offense a little bit. You got Kelly, Awig, Draymond, and Wiseman. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying, the greatest shooter of all time running this offense. How do you think it's gonna turn out?
Yeah, I feel like it's like you obviously cannot replace Klay Thompson, but I feel like they did a pretty good job. You know, I mean, having Andrew Wiggins and Kelly. I mean, like Kelly's a 18-point per game scorer. He's a good defender. He's really athletic, and I feel like just him in that offense with Steph, I feel like that's the best they could have done. I feel after losing Klay, I feel like they did what they needed to do, and I feel like they're still gonna be top 5 in the West.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
yeah, but I wonder how the 4th place is going to be too now without having another shooter. Because Kelly's not really a knockdown 3-point.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then Wiggins is not really a 3-point specialist. He likes sitting he likes driving to the paint or working that mid range. So I wonder how that's going to do with the floor spacing as well. Because Draymond last year didn't have his greatest shooting year, and so he's going to have to step it up big, become a stretch forward again, like he was in those title runs.
That's what I was thinking too, because especially with him, like he needs to be more stretched. Like I don't think he should be down in the paint as much. He needs to be that great defender. Like for this to work, because they're missing that shooting from Klay. So you got 2 athletic finishers in Awig and Kelly. With James Wiseman, he's gonna rim run and block shots. You know that. So they're gonna be crowded in the paint. So they really need that second floor spacer for them. So I think that's what they needed.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go back to his old days. I mean, on that starting 5, he's their second playmaker. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's gonna get a lot of assists. Those little dumb downs to Wiseman, like he used to have to JaVale, to Bogut, to all those centers that they used to have. So I really think that they're still gonna be good. And like I said, I feel like I know like there's a lot of negative backlash to Andrew Wiggins, but I feel like we still haven't seen him in like the full Warriors offense, like with Steph and Draymond like fully healthy. I feel like we shouldn't count him out yet. I feel like he'll be good. like maybe just working with them, like it could give him a little push. And I feel
I think,
like
my bad. I was gonna say, like, I think this season's gonna tell us like a lot about Steph. Like this is the first, like, he's
he
gonna
has a lot to
see,
prove.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's
Yeah.
gonna take that team to the next level, like, that's gonna be pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, he has a
So
lot to prove for sure.
you think he had a chance of getting his third MVP this season with the way it's looking?
I had him ranked 3 in our first video. I had him Luka, Giannis, and then him. I think he could be the dark horse for the MVP.
Yeah, he definitely has a chance. Very, very high chance, I believe.
Yeah. So what do you think he needs to do? Bring the Warriors to the third seed, or do they have to be the first in the West for him to be considered an MVP candidate?
I think you just need a hoop.
Yeah, if they're top four, and then he's probably averaging over,
Let's say 30 and
let's say 30 and
48.
shooting 44% from three, he'll probably win.
Yeah, I think he just needs to hoop.
In his MVP unanimous, he was shooting 45.
Yeah, but it's like 40 is just good for anybody. And you're
That's
just
what I'm
giving them
saying.
yeah.
But it's like, this is the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta set that bar, and because you already know how
Yeah.
Luka and Giannis gonna play. So it's like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I just think that. But,
So moving on to the beginning of free agencies, one of the first moves was what's his name? Was Dennis. Was Dennis Schroeder getting traded to the Lakers and then picking up Trez and West. So I kinda wanna hear your thoughts on that, Doc. Since you're the Lakers fan.
And then
Yeah,
also Mark. We're still Mark.
And
Oh
Marcus
yeah,
Gasol by today.
Marcus Gasol.
Trading JaVale McGee.
Like 2 hours ago.
I like all those picks. I feel like Dennis is basically replacing Danny Green, so I didn't really feel like we lost anything in that trade. I feel like we got like basically a downgrade of Kyrie Irving, so to say. He's good. He can good ISO. He can create his own shots. I feel like that's a great fit to have him on there and come off the bench for that 6-man role. And I love the Trez pickup. Well, I don't know what that says about Trez Harold because he just left the Clippers just to join the Lakers. Like I don't know if that says too much about him.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, I mean, he wants a ring. Like, what can you say?
I really wanted to know, like, if they knew about it or not. Like, if they had knowledge of if he was gonna leave. It seemed like Pat Bay was surprised, so I think it was a good pickup for them.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Who do you
I
think
feel like
is
it's a
gonna
good
start?
pickup, but it's like, is it just seeing that? Like, how can you just betray the team you were just like grinding with like the last 2 seasons?
He wants a ring.
Fuck him.
Fuck him, bro.
See, I'm happy. It's like I'm the Lakers fan. I'm happy. I'm happy with the pickup. It's just like the character little thing. And then Marcus saw today. I like how we got that another a little stretch guy.
Who do you think is gonna start?
Defense. I'm sorry.
Who do you think is gonna start?
Oh, they're gonna have Trez having coming off the bench. I feel like
You think Mark will be the 5?
yeah, I feel like Trez is kind of short. He's like 6'8". He's on the smaller side, so I feel like he would just be like the back of the AD. But I feel like when it comes to game time, like when it's the fourth quarter and you need to close it out, I feel like the starting lineup would probably be Trez, AD, Dennis, KCP, and Braun. I feel like that would be our closing out lineup, which is literally the great lineup. I can't ask for anything better. Because last year we were ending it with Rondo, Alex Caruso, Mark
Keith.
AD and Braun. So it's like we have shooters to push up the floor, and then we have that dog and Trez.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
to me, I saw that Wesley Matthews pickup was like the replacing the Danny Green because he can be a shooter, you know what I'm saying? So I saw that as his replacement. Saw Dennis as kind of like just the pickup, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the point guard y'all like that y'all kind of need, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna initiate the offense. Another playmaker would have been nice, but I thought he was a pretty good pickup. And then Trez and Mark, you know what I'm saying? I think the Lakers looking pretty nice.
Yeah, I really like all the pickups. I feel like they're getting more top heavy, and I feel like that's good. Like just all of these little replacements that they're making, like they're not that deep. Like there's definitely teams that are deeper, but it's like when you got Braun and AD, like all you need is just a little bit, man. I feel like the moves that they've made with honestly like little assets, like and they've been able to make these good moves and signings. And I feel like they were getting really top heavy. And I already had them as my. I feel like if they would have just ran it back, I had them as to repeat. And now I think this just makes it go even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one signing I wish we could have had was re-signing Avery Bradley, but he went to Miami. 'Cause I feel like he's a great underdog defender, and he can shoot the 3-2. So I feel like that lineup with him and KCP in there, so LeBron can just run the point guard, but you can have those guys like on the wings and just be ready to catch the ball and shoot when he drives penetration to the rim or runs that pick and roll with AD. So I feel like Avery Bradley would have been a nice signing for like little money, probably like a 5-year, but I'm happy with what we got, and hopefully we can make one or two more signings, get DeMarcus Cousins and another guard to fill up the depth.
I think y'all got to sign Keith back.
Oh, we do, because I feel like I don't like Talon Horn Tucker as LeBron's backup. I feel like we need more threes, and I feel like it's going to be another big year for Kuzma too, because we really have, yeah. It's like I need him to go. I need him to do good.
God, no.
Please stop, bro. I hope so, but it's like you just never know with that dude.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like this year's not gonna have a lot of pressure, so I feel like whatever we get, I think if we get 12 or 15 for him, that's gonna be a good year. So last year, everybody was saying Kuz is gonna be the third option. Now Kuz is at the real. I think he can just find his role and just play basketball. So I feel like we're gonna see a big year from Kuz, hopefully.
Kuz is like the sixth option.
Yeah, I don't know about the third option, but six.
No, I'm saying third option from last year, not this year. I'm saying he's gonna be able to.
I know.
Find a little role.
I heard you.
I heard you clear.
But speaking of their counterpart, how do you think about Serge to the Clippers reuniting with Kawhi? Do you think that was a solid pickup, especially for Trez's replacement?
Yeah, I thought it was a good pickup. I wanted to see him go to Brooklyn and reunite with KD instead. But I mean, it's solid for them. They really needed a center last year, so that's good. They need someone that could block shots and rim run, and for him, he could space the floor a lot too. And I mean, he won a chip with Kawhi, so it's like we gotta see that again. Yeah, I think it's a good pickup.
Mm-hmm. Especially on that defensive side, because Trey's okay defense, but like he was just too small to be guarding those guys down there in the paint like that. Especially like the top centers in the league, he wasn't doing too good at guarding them. Some other big pickups that y'all have been looking at.
Oh, I think since we're talking about centers, you might as well call out. I think Tristan Thompson to the Celtics is very good. I think they, like we said in a couple episodes back, that they've been needing a center, and I feel like he's as solid as you could get. You need a center. He rebounds good. He's very underrated. You know, I mean, he's been in Cleveland ever since Brown left, so they're getting no noise. But he's been probably like their second best player behind Kevin Love this entire time. So I think it's a very good pickup for them. And I think that is a center that they need, that they've been missing.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a pretty good pickup as well because they just lost Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Ennis isn't the healthiest, but he's going to produce good numbers for the minutes he is in. So with them losing him back to Portland, they really need to to fill that void again. So I thought he was a pretty good pickup. He's just like, you know what I'm saying, that like little kind of like slasher. He's gonna grab the rebound. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Jay taking this extension, like I think it was a good pickup for them.
Yeah, for sure.
How do y'all feel about JT's extension?
I mean, he deserves everything he gets.
Yeah, 100% deserves it.
But the one extension I'm kind of curious about is that De'Aaron Fox Supermax.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Like
Yeah, if he was on any other team, he's not getting that. Like I said, I mean, like the Kings got to give their money to someone. So like, why not? I mean,
they try to lock something in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like who's winning the offseason so far? It's the Atlanta Hawks. With who they're picking up, picked up Rondo, Gallo, and then we don't know if they're going to get Bogdan.
Yeah,
they give him the offer sheet.
They're going to get Bogdan.
Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Because like I'm just looking at it. Like,
because they give him the offer sheet, but the Kings can still match it. And I wonder if the Kings will match it and then try to trade that back to the Bucks and try to make that deal happen again.
I think so.
I think you have Trey, Dunn, Cam, JC, Clint, and then second unit Rondo, Onyeka, Kevin maybe, but it depends if you're gonna have Chris Dunn out there in the starting lineup. Like,
I don't think so.
I think you're up on
It
the
just
bench.
depends because on the defensive, I'm talking like from a defensive aspect of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Because Trey's a liability out there, so they can have him out there guarding, and then.
Chris Dunn's also a liability on offense.
Yeah, nah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
But
So like the second
nah, it's very unexpected. I mean, they're getting a lot of these vet pickups that maybe like contenders could use, and seeing that they're all going to the Hawks, it's like, wow, like they're really trying to do something out there. They're really trying to push for this playoffs.
yeah,
I
that's what
think
I'm
I think
thinking. Oh, and Danilo at the
that's what I'm
three,
saying.
JC 4, Clint 5, and
And they
dang,
still
like
have
this.
Hunter too.
And it really
He's got a
depends. Like
lot.
have Bogdan, Dunn, Rondo, and Yucca at the second unit. So I think they're pretty deep because that's what they need. They need point guard minutes to take Trey off ball and everything. So he's been like when he's out the game, like
There's no offense being.
no initiating offense. So
It's also gonna
What?
show a lot to Trey. I mean, like this is gonna be his first time with a team that's worthy of making the playoffs. Like we're gonna see if he's battered or not.
yeah, that's what I'm really hoping. I'm hoping.
I think he is, but it's honest like they're building this around him. Like this is his team. Like there's no other star. Like he's the only all-star on the team, and I feel like it's gonna be a big testament to him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's under a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah, I think he's about to make or break. You know what I'm saying? This is the season where we got like things gotta be proven. You know, so.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think they've had a really good offseason. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I
Yeah.
wonder if Clint Capella is now expendable with drafting Big O. So I wonder what they're going to do with that. I wonder if they're going to keep him and say for the playoffs, because you always need a big man in the playoffs. So I wonder if they're going to trade him, maybe flip it and get more assets out of him, or they're just going to keep him.
I feel like they should wait. Like you said, like they're trying to push for the playoffs. I feel like he's solid to have. Obviously not for their future. That's obviously a big O spot. But just him, just being out there because they're gonna want to win games, and I feel like just having him out there and having Big O to back him up, and then eventually getting him into that role to be a starter. I feel like they shouldn't trade him just yet.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think let him see how he plays out. Beginning of the season, if you don't like him by the trade deadline, then you know what I'm saying. Then he could be expendable. But how y'all were saying also, like in the playoffs, you need that vet center in a way. Like Onyeka, this is gonna be his first season, so is he capable of stepping up to that magnitude? You know what I'm saying? Like the playoffs are a whole different animal. So I think it would be wise to keep him, but if he's not doing too good and then Onyeka is showing improvement, then I think he by the trade deadline he should be expendable.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, them Hawks, man, very, very, very unexpected. But
Yeah,
I like it.
where do you think they're gonna rank in the East?
Probably 5. I think 5 would be good because you have Brooklyn probably being 1. You got the Celtics. You got the Bucks. They're gonna be the top 3 seeds. Miami probably be 4.
Sixers.
I feel like the Hawks will be right there at
Toronto.
that 5th seed. I feel like Toronto's actually gonna be the team that's gonna fall off this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't lose that too much though. Like they lost Mark, but they just picked up a center. They just picked up Aaron Baines, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like today or this season will be a testament to how good Pascal Siakam is.
Like if he can improve his game, then I think they
I
can.
feel like they might be a team that we see fall off and be the bottom of the East this year.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take. I don't know. I'll take.
While we're on the topic of the Raptors, a little shout out, Fred VanVleet has the biggest contract by an undrafted player in NBA history.
Getting paid, getting that money.
It's a little shout out to him. But before we move on, we're going to take a break. All right.
We back better than ever. So, one thing we did want to discuss is how we feel about Gordon Hayward's contract with Charlotte. Not the move whatsoever to me. I think he has a bad injury history a little bit. So he's a little unproven, especially where he's at right now in his career. That is a lot of money. Lot of money.
It's like the Hornets have a good pass of doing that. He's had 1 All-Star selection his whole career, and he's been able to get almost 2 max contracts out of that. I think that is insane. His agent is really boys.
I think that's what we need. I feel like if this podcast had his agent, we would be going places.
Yeah, like that is ridiculous. I don't get it.
We gotta hit him up. We gotta find out who his agent is, bro. Cause
Like
there's no way Gordon Hayward should be making that much money.
30
Yeah.
million. 30
Because you think
million.
about it, he was averaging about 18 points as the fifth option on the Celtics team to get a 4-year deal, 120. Like,
Makes no sense. It makes no sense.
and with the timeline too, it's like
He's taking
Star's not even
dubs.
ready to compete. It's like I feel like for that team that 120 wasn't a good. I feel like if that was a contender, maybe even
Hell no.
at fast, it's like that's too much money. Maybe 25. I feel like is the most I would spend on Gordon Hayward.
Like
and that would have
I'm
to be
not
a
mad.
two-year deal.
I'm not mad at the pickup, but I'm mad at the amount of money in which he made. Like I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
the pickup is good for them. You know what I'm saying? Like develop young talent. Like they can get there, but.
Yeah, no, like I like him with that young core that they have. Like it's not bad. It's just a matter of like, damn, MJ, like you really
What are you doing?
You giving him this money, bro? Like, but he's
Yeah.
taking dubs though. I mean, he's catching a bag. Like
No, yeah, he is. You
That's
can't debate that.
that's insane.
Maybe this might
to
be a
me.
good scenario because think about it. He's just a fifth option for the Celtics, averaging about 18 points. Maybe we can see a little flashes of Utah Gordon Hayward averaging maybe breaking the 20, 24 points a game. So, because the
Yeah.
offense needs to be running towards Melo, but I feel like the only guy that's proven to get a bucket would be Gordon Hayward on that team.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's probably the only guy that's like so far on this team. He's probably like their best scorer. I mean, obviously that's gonna change with Devontae Graham with Melo. But yeah, as of right now, he's probably like their first option, I'd say. Obviously, because Melo is more of a pass first point guard, so he's probably gonna be looking for Gordon for most of the time.
How do you think it's gonna turn out, especially with these three guards? Do you think they'll trade Terry? I think he's had productive. I think he had a productive year, but with them drafting Melo, I don't know if he can stay.
Yeah, it's more of like you gotta value what's better for your future. Obviously, I was gonna say Jason Terry. Terry Rozier he's a solid point guard. He's a bucket, but I just don't think he fits that timeline right now. And I feel like they're probably gonna find a way to move him in the future. It probably won't be this season, but definitely in the future they're gonna want to keep Melo and Devontae Graham.
I feel like he's a good insurance piece too to have because he's your third option out of the point guard scenario. And to say if one of them go down for a couple months,
Yeah, that's
he'd be a good guy to have
facts,
because he can
facts.
probably average about 15 points coming off the bench. I feel like he can be a good six-man role for them to have. But I feel like either way, I feel like it's a good asset to trade too. Maybe the contract might not be trade friendly, but to a contender who's lacking production off the bench, I feel like he would be a good piece.
Y'all think Melo's gonna start?
I feel like if you're the number 3 pick, I feel like you have to start. I mean,
Not
what is that?
necessarily.
It's like what does that franchise have really going for them?
It's just
Like,
kind
you
of
were-
like it's more of like it's your first day coming in. Like you're just gonna take these already like solid NBA players spot. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's a bad thing. I'm just thinking like
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but
I think he will. I think it's what's best, but it's just kind of like their pride. You know, like Terry Rozier's pride type of thing. Devontae Graham's pride type of thing.
I feel like it's not even.
What were you
I
gonna say?
think it's not even a pride thing. I feel like it's just like, all right, we drafted the guy with the number 3 pick. Y'all's tickets, their ticket sales are already going up. Like people are coming to
Yeah.
see this guy. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be a better scenario for what his older brother Lonzo had because like
Yeah.
Luke Walton wanted to bench Lonzo, which made no sense. He wanted to make him earn it, but like if you draft a guy that high, and you know he's gonna be like the franchise player at the time, it's like you can't really say oh you're gonna make it play on the bench. Like you're already kind of given some minutes by the way you're drafting and how it's gonna be hyped up, and the fans are coming to see them. So I feel like you can't really say oh we're gonna play you on the bench.
I also feel like with Melo, like even though he is like a pass first point guard, he needs the ball in his hands. So we've seen Terry like his situation with Kyrie and everything. Like I don't know how well it's gonna work. So I think if they do trade him, it would be good because I feel like they could get a good piece like a center or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that they need. So I think it'd be a good trade piece for them. I don't know. I don't think they should keep him. Like with Melo, I think he needs to be out there on the floor, seeing what he likes, you know what I'm saying, see what he doesn't like, and then going from there.
Yeah, I think it's important for a player like him to be kind of like Trae Young, just give him the keys. He's gonna make mistakes, of course, but he has very high potential. Speaking unbiasedly, but yeah, I think it's a good fit. It's
Like a
not where I
six,
wanted him to go, but it's like, I
six,
like it.
7 point guard. It's like, all right, like we gotta start this guy. You know what I'm
You're still gonna see me rocking his jersey when they drop.
saying? Hopefully, they change him to one. I know
I know.
Malik's said something about giving it up, so
Well,
hopefully they do.
they had to waive Batum to sign Gordon Hayward, and so he was number 5, and that was Malik's number in college.
Mm,
So now
Yeah, then
he's gonna go back to 5, and then Melo's gonna have 1.
that would be
yeah, because
wild.
Zell tweeted at him. He said, "You know you want to
Yeah,
make this move."
yeah.
So,
They're all gonna hype
so
Malik Monk 5 different.
Malik, sorry though.
I'm so sorry.
He's a crackhead. Wasn't that
it's
dude
really
doing?
like think
Wasn't
about it, they could
he?
have had Donovan Mitchell. That's the crazy part.
Anyone could have had 13 teams could have had Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy.
But yeah, moving
Uh,
on.
Speaking to another East team, how do y'all feel about Philly's acquisitions?
I feel
Daryl
like they got
Morey.
exactly what they need.
Hmm.
I want to know what they're building over there, especially because they got their shooters, you know what I'm saying, with Danny and Seth. They got a backup for Joel. He's, you know what I'm saying, dominant, like a dominant big man. Like, it's Dwight Howard, yeah, he's aging, but for what he's worth, you know what I'm saying, like, he's going to do what he needs to do. Getting rid of Al. Like, I think this is going to be a good season for them. And then, like I said, they had a pretty good draft. So let's see how they go from here.
Yeah, I really like what they've done. I feel like they've been one of like the winners so far in this offseason, just based off of their pickups, their trades, their signings. I feel like they did a really good job. All credited to Daryl Morey though. Not what's
Yeah, they finally got some shooters around Ben Simmons too, so that's going to help them spread the floor because they didn't have that last year because they let JJ Redick walk, and
stupid.
Tobias did not play like he was last year, which is kind of helpful to Doc too. He brought him back, and Tobias had his best year under Doc Rivers, so hopefully they can bring that spark back to him, so he can be the stretch four that they need.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. And so I wonder, and the one thing too I have questions about for the Dwight is like I like Dwight. I love what he did for the Lakers last year, and the hustle. But I wonder if they're gonna have anybody that they're gonna push him because I feel like having LeBron and AD on their team is like they're always gonna be on him. He was always on his best behavior type of thing. But now he's with Philly, and I feel like with Ben's work ethic and what they said about Embiid's work ethic, are they gonna keep him to that standard that LeBron and AD did? And how Doc's gonna play a factor into all those guys pushing themselves to become better.
That's honestly a good point. We're not sure if he could go back to his ways. You know, he could he could just walk up in there and be like, yeah, like I just won a championship. Like I know what I'm doing. You know, kind of act like that. And you know, like we still don't know. Like it's Dwight Howard. You know, like we can't take one good year. Like it's kind of has to be more consistency. And so I think this could be really big for him or really bad for him as well.
How are you feeling about the Drew Holiday pickup and then the loss of Bogdanovich?
I feel like it's a big setback for the Bucks because they gave up
Yeah.
2 first-round picks, 3
A whole
first-round
lot.
picks, or something like that. They
Two
gave up a
picks.
whole lot of picks.
2 picks and 2 swaps.
Yeah, that's what it was. They gave up a lot of picks, a lot of assets for Drew Holiday, which I don't even think he was. I think at most he was worth two first-round picks. But now that
Yeah.
they lost Bogdan too, another shooter to spread the floor for Giannis, and now I feel like not having that asset, it's like, will Giannis stay with them? Because they don't really have, like, this team might be the best team because they've lost all those assets, not getting Bogdan, so it's just going to be relying on him, Drew, and K-Mid to pull that team. And the only 2 shooters they have would be K-Mid and Drew in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I
They
think
picked up Bryn though. My bad. What were you saying?
no, I was gonna say that I feel like they took a big L with whatever happened with that Bogdan situation. I feel like whenever that news broke, that was a big move for them. Like that was really good. Where they would have had like probably the best starting 5 on paper. Like that starting 5 was looking nice. And I feel like that was really like kind of like luring them to kind of make Giannis sign and stay. And we obviously can't tell if like that's gonna be the deciding factor, but obviously having Bogdan was pretty huge for them. I feel like losing him was just a big L that they took.
I think that was like seeing that news, like you said, was a big pickup to me as well because I think that was one of the best players they could have got. especially for the team that they're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Not like crazy superstars talent, but 18, 22 per game score. 18, 2 with 22 points per game score. Yeah, that's really productive minutes. And then also with Drew being in that lineup, I think he's going to do pretty good. One of the most underrated players in the league. So I just really wanted to see how it was going to work out. So when it fell through, I was like, he just held
It's
this franchise. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
tough, yeah.
It honestly is. Because it's like, if he's saying he didn't agree, like, how much can they really investigate? And it's just, he's not going to return to Milwaukee even then. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be really hard to see. But also about their pickups, they picked up DJ Augustine. They picked up Bryn Forbes from the Spurs. They picked up Bobby Portis. So they got some, you know what I'm saying, some pieces, but nothing like how Bogdan would have been for that team.
Yeah, but what I do like is that all three of those guys are kind of floor spacers. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and like obviously like Bobby Portis, Brent Forbes, they're not the best, but like they all have the ability to shoot and spread the floor, which I think is what they really needed, because that's really what they lack. You have Giannis, you're gonna need to surround them with shooters. So I feel like they did a pretty good job from what they could have done. Like you said, obviously like losing Bogdan is huge, but getting those signings I think is really good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna ask you guys, who do you think's gonna be his second star? K-Mid or Holiday? Who do you think's gonna be the second titular option?
I feel like it's still gonna be K-Mid. I feel like Drew's gonna come in there more as a playmaker. Like you said, like Drew could do everything. Like great. He could score, he could defend, he could play make. So I feel like having Drew as a lead playmaker, he's gonna like open the floor up for Middleton as well as Giannis. And I still feel like Drew's just gonna come in there and do his thing. He's not gonna try and demand everything. So I feel like with him doing that, it's obviously gonna be Chris Middleton.
Yeah, I think because he's just like a better Eric Bledsoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can defend at a very high level. He's gonna be playmaking more, especially for Giannis. And then also, like, he's gonna be driving. He's gonna cause that attention. He can shoot threes better than Bled. And then he could probably kick it to K Mid with catch and shoot. So I think K Mid's numbers can increase this season with playing with Drew.
Yeah, I also like it just like for closing games wise.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Giannis hasn't been the one to take the last shot. It's always been Chris Middleton, and I feel like just having Drew out there, he could create for honestly like he could create shots for Middleton to take instead of Middleton having to like dribble, shoot like he did against Miami. Like yeah, he did that one game, but it's like he can't consistently do that. So having Drew is gonna give that like another dynamic to the late game situations. I feel like that's a good pickup for them.
Especially, yeah, for sure, for sure. Last two topics before we end off things. So I'll save the second one for because I know y'all got some things to say about it. So I'll start with this one. How would y'all feel about a Russ for John Wall swap?
I feel like whoever get Russ loses that trade.
Really, I feel like Russ. To me, Russ is better than John Wall, but it's like one's 30, one's 32. Like they have kind of the same play style. Their games are both based off athleticism. I haven't seen John Wall in the last 2 years, and like
Yeah,
we've seen Russ. You know what I'm saying? 24, 25 points per game. So with that Davis Bertans signing again, like him coming back, I thought that was a great pickup. I thought they're really, really good pickup for them.
yeah. I feel
But
like
you don't.
what's up now?
I would say you don't think with Russ how he's been saying he wants to run his own team again. You don't think it's gonna be clashing heads with him and Bradley Beal.
Nah,
I
I don't think
was
so.
I was kind of thinking about that, but I think they can make it work because he's a shooter. He can like I feel like Bradley Beal can be a less of an on ball. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
than James, of course. So I think it would work better. Um,
But
Yeah,
but do you think Russ is gonna come in there thinking he's gonna be the best player on the team, or are you gonna think, okay, this is Bradley Beal's team? Because to me, in my opinion, I feel like it's gonna be Bradley Beal's team, and then Westbrook's just gonna be there helping him out, being a sidekick.
yeah. I feel like he's not gonna come in with that. because he's still gonna have what he wants. He's gonna be the forger, the point guard. He's obviously gonna know that it's Bradley Beal's team. It's kind of the same thing with Drew Holiday. Like Drew Holiday's gonna come in, he's gonna be leading the team, but he's obviously Giannis' team. So I feel like it's gonna be the same with Westbrook. You know, he's just gonna have a really good first option for him, and just along with those weapons, I feel like he's gonna come in and have and be a good point guard for them. And just having Bradley Beal, I mean, I feel like they won't clash heads that much.
But I feel like how you compared that Drew Holiday to Westbrook was Drew, and I could say Drew and Bradley are probably on the same level basketball talent wise, but one's on the incline, one's on the decline. But compared to Drew and Giannis is debatably the best player in basketball. To where Drew knows his role. Drew knows he's the second, the third option on most teams.
Yeah, I meant it more like kind of like on a play style wise. Like, yeah, you have your best player. He's not gonna have the ball in his hands because Westbrook's gonna have the ball in his hands, making plays for everyone. But we obviously know Bradley Beal is the best player. The same thing like he was with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was their best player, but who was bringing up the ball? Like who was feeding him the ball? It was Westbrook. So I feel like it's gonna be kind of the same relationship with Kevin Durant.
But I do see what you're saying too, though, like how they could clash heads. Because I kind of feel like they're on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Like Brad and Russ. So it's kind of like Russ could be that definitive, like, oh, like this is my team. You know what I'm saying? Because they are near the same realm. But I feel like they have to run their offense through Bradley, but have Russell, like, you know what I'm saying, be that playmaker that he can be and getting everyone else involved, like I said. Because they got some shooters, you know what I'm saying? They got a lot of shooters. So if they can get things going, I feel like they can. If they picked up Russ, 6th, 7th East, maybe.
Yeah, if they pick up Russ, it just makes that East the East a lot better with those teams at the bottom. I feel like it's gonna be kind of even, not as even as the West. You know how deep the West is, but it's definitely gonna be a race for those last couple 3 spots in the East.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But ultimately, hold on, one more thing. It just kind of sucks seeing that Jamal wants out of Washington. You know, he's been there his whole career. He's I saw something. He's the longest tenured, along with Steph Curry, that's been on the same franchise that they got drafted by. Him and Steph Curry are the 2 longest. So now that like if he does get traded, it's only gonna be Steph.
It's also crazy to me because like the reason he requested a trade is because he heard all the trade buzz around his name. Yeah. So he requested a trade, which is like crazy, you know.
Yeah, it does suck, you know, because it's like that's that franchise that's kind of been loyal to you, and just hearing that, like I could kind of see where it's coming from. Like it does suck hearing your name out there to your team that you thought was being like loyal to you. So I could also see why he wants out.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But lastly, last question for y'all too. How do you feel of the direction of the Pelicans? They just picked up Steven Adams, but they have 4 point guards. They have Bled, George Hill, Zoe, and then they just drafted Kira Lewis.
Kira Lewis from Alabama, yeah.
So how do y'all feel?
I don't know, man.
Because I've been seeing a lot of Zoe at the 1, Kira Lewis at the 2. But then it's like you're going to have Bled coming off your bench.
I just don't know if he's that good of a player to come off the bench. And it's unfortunate, because it's like we all want a lot. Well, I'm not going to say we all. But I just feel like Lonzo's a better option. Yeah, he's a better playmaker for Zion, for Brandon Ingram, for J.J. Redick. I feel like it just makes more sense.
For Steven Adams.
Hell no. Hell no. I honestly don't. Nah, I kind of like that pickup.
I thought it was a good pickup, but just on the fact like he's not a center in which
he could play alongside Zion.
You know what I'm saying? He can play. He's just a big fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen everything like running into those screens for 48 minutes just of Zion and Steven Adams just pulling everyone down low.
That is true. Like they're going to be a lot of teams up. You know, having Zion and Steven Adams at your 4 and 5, like that's a pretty big front court. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's going to tear a lot of teams up.
What are you thinking about, like, at that point guard position, Doc? What you thinking?
So I'm kind of questioning what they'll do because I feel like they'll probably trade George Hill. I feel like a lot of contenders would like to have another veteran point guard. I'll go ahead.
No, honestly, the Pelicans don't have George Hill. I forgot what kind of trade there was, but there was like a 3-team trade, and he ended up going somewhere else.
Oh, so they only have Bledsoe.
Yeah. So right now they only have Bledsoe and Alonzo. My fault. I just wanted to say that.
So
That makes
so with
things a little bit.
Bledsoe,
Yeah,
I
it
feel
makes it a little better.
yeah. So there's only 3 now. So I think if they have Bledsoe, I feel like Bledsoe's a good insurance point guard, if you can say. Because of course you want Zoe to blossom and like become a player everybody thinks he can be. Because you don't want to think on a downfall, of course. But I feel like say if he doesn't live up to the expectations that the Pelicans have for him, that Bledsoe could step in and then maybe give that little boost and nudge to Zoe to get better and improve. Because saying hey, nothing's guaranteed in this league, like you have to work everything for it. So that's a good thing to boost Zoe and make him work harder if he doesn't live up to the expectation. But that can also be flipped to a good asset if they do want to end up trading him to a contender and maybe get a late first round out of him or maybe get some younger talent.
Yeah, so something that I kind of see what they could do is if like so Brandon Ingram and Zion are kind of I'm not gonna say established, but they're kind of ahead of Lonzo in their growth. So I feel like if you kind of want to win now, type of thing, like if they really want to push for the playoffs and maybe like not really wait for Zoe to kind of grow and get into that position, I feel like Eric Bledsoe is a good fit just for win now. Like if you want to win a game, maybe like if you want to win a close game against a good team, having Eric Bledsoe out there is gonna do that for you. Having Zion and Brandon Ingram, like kind of in the point in their careers, they're pretty like solidified. So like I said, it just kind of depends on like the direction that they want to hit. If they want to kind of wait for Zoe and kind of get that core, like keep that core together, then it's like you pick Zoe. But if you kind of want to win games, push for the playoffs, I feel like Eric Bledsoe is a better choice.
Mm-hmm. And I want to see Zion make that next leap. Honest to God, like I cannot wait for next season to get started. But
Yeah. I just
that
feel I'm a stand believer that I feel like Lonzo and Zion are like perfect
match
for each
made in
other.
heaven.
Exactly. So it's gonna suck if they do decide to go the other route, which I feel like they won't. I feel like it's it's still too early in his career. Like I feel like
Year 4.
year 4, like this could be make or break. I think Lonzo's gonna have a good season though.
I feel like also with the Bledsoe addition to the team, they have the potential of being one of the best defensive teams in the league. Because Lonzo's a great defender, Bledsoe's a good defender, so that can be a good backcourt. And then you have Bi, who's when he has the motive and wants to play defense, he can be a good defender.
He has the tools. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Zion, you've seen his shot blocking, the sample size games, and then Adams, of course, is just defensive anchor. So that team has the potential.
That's a very good point.
On the way they want to play basketball, they can be a great defensive team and just run out and just throwing the ball up to Zion and dunking the ball and just be a good running gun defensive team.
Yeah, because they could be a good defensive team, and you get that stop, you get it out to Zoe and Zion, and it's like that's gonna be
running. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be fast paced on both ends. So yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
But the one thing that does suck with that is they don't have really shooters on the floor with that scenario. I feel like the JJ Redick, it's like you kind of need him on the floor.
You got no shooters.
Yeah, unless Zoe and Bi start stretching out the floor for them, but make a big leap on the 3-point percentages. But JJ Redick need be somewhere in that lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I was thinking too, like, how are they gonna implement JJ in there? Like, but if he runs the second unit or if Kira Lewis is in the second unit, it really just depends. Because I need to just see what they're gonna do. Really need to
That's
see.
interesting.
Yeah, I do like the Kira Lewis and Lonzo. I feel like they could coexist together. I kind of like how like he's a bucket. He's quick. He's very fast. He's a good shooter. So I feel like he'll play good with Zoe, depending on whatever lineup they have.
Yeah, I believe that as well. But anything else?
On the Pelicans, nah. Kind of disappointed that they got Bledsoe.
Yeah, I wish they would have got better assets out of that trade.
Yeah, I feel like the picks were kind of not big for them, but it's like that's the best thing they got out of it. Obviously, like they could flip Bledsoe, but it's like for what?
We also didn't talk about this, but how do y'all feel about CP3 to Phoenix?
Playoff team.
Playoff team, okay.
With all the additions they made, they had a good draft. They picked up Jay Crowder.
Yeah, I think Jay Crowder. I didn't like that pick that they made, or their 10th pick, but that Jay Crowder pickup, and then with that CP3 pickup, like have Jay at the 4, Malik or Miles Bridges or Mikal Bridges. Have him at the 3, and then you already know CP, D-Book, and then 8, 1, 2, and 5. So
I
I
really
think it's
like
gonna
that
work out.
team.
I like that. I like that a lot. Up 6, 7 maybe in the West. So the
It's
West
hard.
runs deep.
Yeah.
West really does run deep. So it's gonna be a tough season, of course. So.
But will that be enough to keep Devin Booker there and keep him satisfied?
I think so. I feel like we need to stop talking about this kind of Devin Booker leaving. Like, I feel like he's in a good situation. I feel like he's not in the mindset where he wants to leave, especially after what they did in the bubble and going forward, like what they're doing for him.
I think he has the pieces. Now it's just if he can take that next step to superstardom, then that's
sure.
what it takes. No cap, because they got the playmaking point guard they need for Ayton. They got their leader. You know what I'm saying? They got the vet. And they got Jay Crowder who can shoot threes and play defense. So I think they can make something happen for him.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I said, I really don't like that narrative of Devin Booker wanting out. I just really don't believe it. I did believe it back then. You know, he was struggling. He was dropping 70 and losing. But I feel like right now, I feel like he's in a good position, and then I really don't think he wants out.
Yeah, I hope he does stay because I would love to see Devin run his own team. But it's always out there because if you think about it, CP3 is not getting any younger. And this year might be the year, next year might be the year where you can see him start falling off. But it's like, how long would Devin be willing to put up with that? Like, how long would Devin Booker be? Because they only have CP3 for 2 years. So depending how good CP3 is, like, who's going to replace him? But Devin needs all the help he can get. That doesn't seem like he can't carry the load by himself, and it's going to be also on the development of DeAndre Ayton. So, I don't know. I feel like he has a good chance of leaving within the next year or two, depending how they build around him and keep on improving year in and year out.
Yeah, only time will tell.
Only time will tell. But that's a wrap for episode 5. It was a good one. Y'all make sure to like. Great one. Y'all make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment on what you think. And just show support. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, and then y'all make sure to follow our Instagram at @the_party_chat. It will be in the link in the description below.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.